Hello! I am Andy, the Globetrotter. Today we will tour the mysterious United Kingdom. Did you know the United Kingdom is a union of 4 different countries? Thomas, did you know that the English are addicted to tea? It's not secret. But what you may not know is that an English person drinks more tea than anyone else in any other country in the world.
Hello, Andy. Let's go.
We will talk a little about England to be able to introduce ourselves to its magical culture. The United Kingdom is a sovereign country composed of 4 nations officially known as the United Kingdom of Great Britain and Northern Ireland. Its form of government is constitutional monarchy, and its capital is the City of London. It is composed of 4 nations: England, Wales, Scotland, and Northern Ireland. The predominant climate is temperate oceanic. The southern part of the country has a flat terrain, while the north is more mountainous. The official language is English and the majority of the population is Protestant Christian. And the official currency is the pound sterling. Now a little about current events in England. Like many European countries, England is a safe country to travel to. The best time to visit England is between May and October. There will be less rain, which will allow you to enjoy natural attractions such as Stonehenge without problems. Did you know that, was the English language born in this country? The 1,132 million English speakers in the world owe their language to these lands and their natives, making English the most spoken language in the world. Also, the United Kingdom is a parliamentarian monarchy, that is, its head of state is King Charles III. Parliament has 2 chambers. 1. The Commons and the Lords. The Commons are elected by the people and are composed of spiritual lords, 26 bishops, and temporal lords, appointed by the king with the advice of the Prime Minister. All laws passed by Parliament require the consent of the king takes effect. The head of government is the Prime Minister, the Member of Parliament who receives the majority of votes in the House of Commons. England also has one of the most powerful economies in the world. Thomas, do you know what traditional food is from United Kingdom? Yorkshire pudding, which accompanies roast beef, is considered the national dish. Meat and vegetable pies include shepherd's pie, a minced meat pie with onion, vegetables and topped with mashed potatoes, and steak and kidney pie, a pie with different types of beef and kidneys.
Okay. Here we saw a brief description about England. Now we will go a little to see its curiosities. Come on!
Curiosities. Did you know that Windsor Castle is the largest and oldest palace still in use by a royal family? Also, that French was once the official language of England. Unexpectedly. Due to the Norman invasion. A medieval people who lived in northern France. Between 1066 and 1362, French became the official language of England. In addition to language, the Normans abandoned the Tower of London and other fortresses as a legacy for the English. Another curious fact is that 6 crows from the Tower of London have permanent protection and beware. This is justified by the concern that King Charles II would not have to violate the prophecy of an ancient legend that said, "If the Tower of London loses its ravens or they fly away, the crown will fall, and Britain with it." Then, 6 crows at the tower live a life of luxury, protected by royal decree, with a raven master. Crowkeeper only for them, and they are fed raw meat twice a day. The birds even have lineage and identification, very elegant.
Amazing, Andy! Now, let's go back a little and go see the history of London.
History. Little is known about the first inhabitants of England. Archaeological discoveries confirm the presence in ancient times of a people with a developed system of rituals and some knowledge of the stars, but the first lasting influence was Celtic. The Romans ruled the island from 44 AD until the 5th century, during which they founded, among other places, the City of London. After the Roman retreat, England was first raided and then colonized by the Angles, Saxons and Jutes from northern Europe, who created a series of small kingdoms. English culture also reflects the effects of Viking raids and colonization. The Norman conquest of 1066, the invasion of the island, ended Anglo-Saxon rule. England lost its French territories and the barons gained claims in Magna Carta, laying the foundation for parliamentary governance. Finally, a parliamentary monarchy was established. During the reign of Elizabeth I, poetry and drama flourished, industry and commerce developed, and colonial enterprises began. The Puritan party, supported by Parliament, formed the army led by Cromwell, defeated the royal forces and sentenced the king to death. The establishment of the Commonwealth Republic. After Cromwell's death, the monarchy was restored under Charles II. The new regime promoted the colonization of the North. America. James II's absolutist policies and his Catholicism clashed with the Protestant Parliament, leading to the Glorious Revolution. The king fled to France, and the Protestants invited the Dutchman William of Orange to assume the throne, uniting the parliaments of Scotland and England to create the Kingdom of Great Britain. The American colonies subsequently rebelled, culminating in the independence of the United States. The Industrial Revolution began in textiles, followed by mining and metallurgy. In this 50-year period, the population doubled, transportation improved, trade increased, and the bourgeoisie reached its peak. Low wages, hunger, work. The conditions and plight of women and children sparked discontent, leading to the creation of unions and numerous popular demonstrations that were violently repressed. In 1819, the right of assembly and freedom of the press were restricted. Chartism was the most important movement, which defended suffrage, better wages and better working conditions. Robert Owen promoted cooperativism and union organization. During the reign of Queen Victoria, the nobility strengthened its ties with the bourgeoisie and the first socialist movements emerged as a reaction. Unions were legalized in 1871. The Irish, discriminated against for their religion and without their land, always expressed their discontent, leading the United Kingdom to grant Ireland independence in 1921. In Northern Ireland, Prime Minister Brian Faulkner reinstated preventive internment camps and raids against suspects. In 1979, the Conservative Party won the election with Margaret Thatcher as leader. Thatcher implemented plans to reduce the state's role in the economy. She sent troops to the Falkland Islands in 1982 to fight Argentine forces claiming sovereignty in Port Stanley and, after 45 days of war, the British Navy recaptured the islands. Thatcher was elected to her third consecutive term and continued radical liberalization of the economy, privatization of state-owned enterprises and a tough stance against unions. On foreign policy, she took a tough stance toward the former European Economic Council community and aligned with the U.S. In mid-89, the economic situation began to worsen. In 1990, Thatcher resigned and was replaced by her former minister John Important. In 1991, London joined the European agreements on monetary union while remaining loyal to the United States, leading to urban and racist violence. In 1993, the Conservatives began to suffer electoral setbacks in an economic recession. In December, London signed a joint declaration with Dublin, opening the door to peace talks with Northern Ireland. The government lost popularity and the Labour Party assumed power in 1997, aligning itself internationally with American politics. After the attacks on Washington and New York in September 2001, Britain strongly supported the war on terrorism launched by the United States. Blair became the spearhead of the offensive against Afghanistan, which opened the possibility of Britain supporting attacks on Iraq. After Blair's long-awaited resignation, Gordon Brown took over Prime Minister's office in June 2007. In his speech, he stated that he would lead a government with new priorities, indicating the intention to change course, especially in foreign policy. In the 2010 election, Conservative Party leader David Cameron ended Labour's 13-year rule and became Prime Minister.
This was a bit of England history. Now we will go to a brief quiz about the United Kingdom. Come on!
Thanks for joining us on this journey. I hope you've enjoyed the blend of history and charm. If you liked it, don't forget to hit the like button, share your thoughts in the comments, and, of course, subscribe for more adventures. See you at the next destination. Bye for now.